Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Bigphillygaming. If you know me from streaming, you know I am a huge sports fan. I love everything football, everything college sports, everything NFL, college football. That's my main. I bowled in college. I like baseball a little bit. Basketball is okay if it's college basketball. NBA, there's too many games. I can't get into it. Yeah, and I'm starting to pick up a little bit of soccer. So kind of broadening my horizons there. But today we're going to rank the big four teams and kind of go over their schedules. In my opinion, I'm not an expert. I'm just an average dude that likes watching football. Um, and to tell you the truth, I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But this is my ranking, and this is what I think each team's going to end up with. And the big four is going to be Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan State. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State. Yeah. Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. All right, let's get into it. So, Michigan. I am a little biased, um, but I don't think there is a person in this world that would put a money line bet on East Carolina. Um, yes, they are not the worst team Michigan's ever played, especially in the first spot of the year. I don't know why Michigan is constantly every year scheduling just the absolute no one teams to start the game with or start the year with. Um, and specifically in that first game, I don't see why, and I don't know why they would do that to themselves. But understandably so. Maybe less injuries. Get more experience for second and third strings. It makes sense, but it does hurt us in those early rankings, and maybe big picture it helps us, but it also kind of hurts us. Maybe that's why we got destroyed by Georgia. We lost to TCU. I guess we'll never know, but Michigan, I think, convincingly wins that first game on September 2nd in the Big House. Um, I don't see them losing. I think that's a sweep. Um, yeah, Michigan 1-0 at the beginning of the first week. All right, UNLV. I think UNLV will score. I think they will score once, maybe twice. Um, but I think Michigan wins this game like 56-10. I think second and third strings get to play late in the third, maybe early fourth. I think JJ has a phenomenal start. I think Blake Corum goes crazy. I think Blake Corum also sits out after the first quarter in this game. Um, and Donovan Edwards absolutely lights it up in the second half. And then we get to see, some of the freshmen, some of the newbies. In the second game, Michigan wins 56-10, 2-0. Bowling Green. There's some teams down that way that scare me a little bit more than this one. Um, I think Michigan stomps on the gas here, wins it 3-0. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this game. I think Michigan wins it convincingly. Rutgers. Rutgers is a better team than they were. If you used to go there, it used to be probably their best players were their kickers and their punters because they were kicking and punting so much. Um, so I would say, honestly, it's tough. It's tough. I think it's a close game. I don't think in my good conscience and being a Michigan fan, I see them losing that. Michigan wins 28-24. Michigan versus Nebraska. This is going to be a challenge. Um, I think Nebraska puts up a fight. I think the N doesn't stand for no wins this year. I think they get some wins. I think they do well. Um, I don't think they come away with the West. But I see Michigan pulling away in the fourth to this young Nebraska team and being 5-0 at the end of that week. Minnesota, man, battle for the little brown jug, I believe. Um, I think Michigan wins convincingly. I think Minnesota lost their quarterback. They have a very good running back. I'm not quite sure if he went to the draft or not. I'm not super up to date with them. Um, but I think Michigan wins very convincingly. I think they win 35-14 against Minnesota to be 6-0. Indiana, not a rollover team like they used to be. That is for sure. I think this is a really close one. I really do. I think this is another close game. I think this one scares the coaching staff going into Michigan State. I think Michigan wins 28-21, maybe 31-21, somewhere in there, to be 7-0. Michigan State. This game reminds me of my childhood and just we were winning and we're losing, we're winning, we're losing. It's hard to say. This rivalry brings out the best in both teams. We're going to see the best game all year by Michigan State against us. Do I think Michigan wins? Yes. Being a Michigan fan, I cannot bet on Michigan State pulling out the win here. And Michigan State lost their starter quarterback. Whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing, probably a good thing if you're a State fan. You also lost your number one wide receiver. I think Michigan wins this game 20. Let's go 27-19. Very interesting score. Michigan pulls away. Weird game, very weird game. I'm going to tell you that right now. Turnover standpoint, everything, it's going to be a very weird game. Purdue. Man, Purdue is the upset team every year. Don't think it happens this year. I think they get back to business. I think Purdue gets some early on revenge, but that Purdue's leading at the half. I'll give you this. They are leading at the half 17-10. Michigan comes out, wins 35-17. Purdue does not score after halftime. Yeah, that's my prediction. 9-0. Penn State. Man, I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm saying they're winning. But I think this is a good chance at an upset again. Michigan, I believe, will be ranked 3 at this point. Maybe last, maybe 5th, maybe 4th. I don't think after last year and the year before that we'll be able to be confidently ranked top 4 this early. I think we do beat Penn State. Do I think we absolutely roll over them? No, I don't. But I think we beat them. So, go blue, baby. 10-0. Michigan, Maryland. Maryland's not a bad team either, man. Maryland's not a bad team, but it's not their year. Close game. Whole time, right down to the end. Michigan pulls away. Maybe like, I don't know, 34, 30-ish, 28 maybe. I think we miss a couple field goals and make it close. I think we do. Ohio State, Michigan. The game. Yeah, honestly, from last year, this game makes me more nervous than this past year. I think I confidently knew, in my mind, I thought Ohio State was going to beat us. I think it's that Morgan Wallen song, they beat us every goddamn year. I think that's very similar to what my thought process was with Ohio State. But this is the year that scares me the most. Ohio State has some phenomenal wide receivers. I think they're lacking a little bit at the quarterback position. I think they got a good leader, but not as good as C.J. Stroud. I'm saying Michigan wins for the sake of this video and for the sake of being a Michigan fan and never being able to say Ohio State wins because I just couldn't fathom it. But I see Ohio State winning. I see the argument. I definitely could see it happening. Just because I'm just not there yet. I'm not sold on Michigan being the strongest team anymore. I just don't see it. but Michigan goes 12-0 in the regular season. We win the Big Ten championship game, and it's not close. We absolutely destroy the competition in the Big Ten championship game, and we lose again in the semifinal. Maybe we lose. I think if we get a draw from like the ACC or someone, I think we win it. I think we stomp them. But in my opinion, that's where we're at. So Michigan goes 14. Actually, I think we win. I think we win the first one and then we lose. So I think we win 2, lose 1, go 14-1. This is my thought process, not scripted. So yeah, Michigan 14-1, college football runner up. Awesome. All right. Now on to Michigan State. Michigan State versus Central Michigan. Way to start the season. I want to say fire up chips, baby. I love Central Michigan. I love Soaring Eagle. I love that area. Don't see it happening, though. Michigan State is too big of a school. Too much talent. 1-0 Michigan State. Richmond. Don't know too much about them. Michigan State 2-0. Washington. Good team. Good quarterback. I think Michigan State gets smoked. I think they dropped a 2-1 here. I think this is a game where people, other than last year, think Mel Tucker might not be the solution, or maybe it's his coaching staff. Either way, I think they lose the game there. Maryland. I think Michigan State pulls away at the very end. Maryland's a very good team. I cannot see Mel Tucker losing 2 in a row like that and keeping his job. Michigan State 3-1. Ranked very low, maybe 25 or less. Iowa. I think this is an extremely low scoring game. Like we're saying, end of the game 17-13. Iowa wins. Michigan State is 3-2, loses the ranking. Iowa bumps up. Michigan State Rutgers. Rutgers isn't bad. But I also can see the upset here. But Michigan State pulls away, goes 4-2. Michigan State, Michigan. It's gonna be close to the start. Michigan rolls away with it. Again, weird game, turnovers. It's just odd. 4-3, Michigan State. Michigan State, Minnesota. Michigan State wins. That's all I gotta say. Michigan State wins this game. They improved to 5-3. But this is a game that they don't win very convincingly. It's very messy, very ugly. They win by like a turnover or something at the very end. They do improve to 5-3, but it's not a good 5-3. Nebraska. I think Nebraska shuts Michigan State out almost. I think Nebraska wins 28-7 or 28-3, somewhere in there. Yeah. Michigan State falls to 5-4. Michigan State, Ohio State. I think Michigan State loses by a very, very large margin. Yeah, I think they lose like 48-12 if they're lucky. 5-5. I wish they would win. From the bottom of my heart, I wish Michigan State would beat Ohio State. But I just don't think it's possible. Michigan State, Indiana. Man, Indiana pulls the upset. Yeah, Indiana's a good football team. That's all I gotta say. They are a damn good football team, and they're getting better every year. They pull it out 5-6. Penn State. I think Mel Tucker's on the fence here. If he's still there or not. I think he wins. Or I don't think he wins. I think he stays for another year. I don't think they get rid of him. But I think Penn State wins. I think that Michigan State is up after the first 7-0, maybe 10-0. Penn State comes back and wins at 28-10 or 28-17, somewhere in there. Michigan State for the year, I have them 5-7. That's my prediction for Michigan State. Awesome. Let's go Penn State. Penn State, man. They are known almost for having like a weird out of conference schedule. I feel like they always have one challenging game and it kind of goes downhill from there. But looking at this, Michigan State, West Virginia, or Michigan State, sorry, Penn State, West Virginia. Penn State starts off strong, 1-0. West Virginia is a good team though, don't get me wrong. Delaware, don't know much about them. I do know Penn State's a damn good football team. 2-0 Penn State. Penn State, Illinois. Penn State's a good football team. Illinois is also not a bad football team. I think it's so close that it's almost a coin flip, but Penn State pulls away. 57% chance Penn State gets the win. Iowa, Penn State. Cade McNamara does very, very, very good. Very good. Throws a touchdown to Eric All. Gets momentum early. I think Penn State falls here. I think Iowa wins. And Iowa won't win they might win the West, but they won't win a ton of games. They might win 9 games, 10 games, but this is one that they win and they look good. They look very good. Penn State loses, goes 3-1. Northwestern. Man, Northwestern has got to be the smartest fucking football team in the Big Ten. Every year, they put people in the right positions. They just don't make plays. Sometimes they get burnt. Sometimes they aren't. But, man, I swear sometimes they are just some of the smartest kids. Penn State rules them, though. 4-1. UMass, yep. We're going to just say, if my mom always said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Penn State 5-1. Penn State, Ohio State. Again, it pains me to say this, and this next one's just going to piss me off. But Penn State wins this game, or loses this game. Sorry. Fuck. I want them to win. Penn State loses this game. Ohio State's undefeated probably at this point. Penn State goes 5-2 here. Fuck. Indiana, Penn State. Not a very close game. I think Penn State rolls off that loss, embarrasses Indiana, goes 6-2. Penn State, Maryland. I could see the upset here. I think Maryland's offense is too much for Penn State's defense, but the edge rush hurts them late on Maryland, and they just can't compete. And Penn State wins a game, goes 7-2. Penn State, Michigan. Michigan rolls them, baby. Go blue. That's all I gotta say. 8-2. Rutgers. I think it's a weird game. Again, I think there's turnovers. I think there's gonna be fumbles. There's gonna be bullshit calls. But I think Penn State wins and goes 9-2. Penn State, Michigan State. Sorry, in-state friend, our little brother. But I think you lose this game and Penn State goes 10-2. And gets a trip to the Rose Bowl. Or not the Rose Bowl, whatever. Bowl game. Upper bowl game. I think they finished the season like ranked 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. Awesome. Well, now we got the team that I dislike. The Ohio State Fuckeyes is what I like to call them. This is going to pay me. This is really going to put me in a lot of pain to do. Ohio State, Indiana. I'm laughing if I'm Ohio State, I'm laughing to the locker room. Ohio State starts 1-0. Youngstown State, again, laughing to the locker room, 2-0. Western Kentucky, again, laughing to the locker room, 3-0. Ohio State, Notre Dame, They get a reality check. But Notre Dame is overrated. Ohio State goes 4-0. Maryland. Ohio State gets smacked early, but rolls so hard 5-0. Ohio State Purdue. I see the potential for an upset here, but good conscience 6-0. Penn State Ohio State. Penn State, you are so close to making Michigan the game meaning a little bit less at the end of the year, because I think you can beat Ohio State. I think you can do it this year. I think this is year that they have a little less talent at the quarterback position. But there's just too damn good receivers. Too many damn good receivers to not be able to get the ball in space and have them do something. Ohio State 7-0. Ohio State, Wisconsin. Wisconsin gets off to a slow start. Ohio State's up 17-0. Wisconsin makes it interesting before half at 17-10, 17-14, somewhere in there. But cannot hold off them forever. Ohio State is 8-0. Ohio State Rutgers. I'm just going to put it on the screen. Not going to happen. Ohio State Michigan State. Sorry again, little brother, but Ohio State wins this game. Goes 10-0. Minnesota Ohio State. Don't think it's possible for Minnesota to win this game. I just don't. Michigan State and Ohio State. Again, I'm going to be fucking shitting in my pants. But I think Ohio State loses this game to Michigan. I think it's going to be a coin flip. It is so close this year. It is going to be a coin flip. But I think Michigan pulls it out. Won last year. I think Ohio State beats us next year again. But this year scares me more than last. Ohio State goes 11-1. Doesn't make the Big Ten. And if they get a decent bowl draw, I think they maybe draw against like Florida or someone, and they actually lose their bowl game this year. Ohio State ends the season 11-2. All right, YouTube. I appreciate you stopping by. I will be playing Madden on Mondays going forward. I love football, man. I really do. I actually stream now over on Kick. This is my channel right here, Bigphillygaming GG's. At the end, and yeah, I stream on Kick. I stream every day. I actually just hit affiliate yesterday, so I'm super excited. We got a crazy stream. I did 360 jumping jacks for 36 subs, and yeah, it was a crazy stream. But yeah, if you enjoy the content, you want to see more like this, drop a follow, drop a subscription on YouTube, and I'll be ranking other teams in the Big Ten and uploading this one soon, another one soon. So thank you for watching, and have a great evening.